What up, though? Welcome back to Luke G's Field Review. We are back at it again with the Detroit Sports Alliance Roundtable. Today, we have our usual suspects, the Gridiron Blitz man himself, Derrick P. Fields. What up, though, Derrick?
What's up, y'all? What's up? Hey, y'all, we got 6 people in the chat, 0 likes. Hit that like button, y'all. Let's get this out there.
Support that. Support. And then we got the myth, the legend, the man himself, the Noble Sports Entertainment, TA. What up, though, TA?
What up, though?
Then we got the man himself, who's probably a little bit heated because them Pistons is working all his good nerves. Mr. 313 J-Mo himself. What up, though, J-Mo?
What's good, man? I just want to say I'm score watching right now, so they better get it together. It's halftime right now. They better get it together.
Hey, as long as you don't punch holes in the TV, J-Bo.
I know.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we got ourselves a good one today. I know that many of you stayed with me after my interview with Dose of Dion. I truly appreciate it. And we got another one coming, another good one, because you got the originals in the building to talk about it and take all your questions. We will be taking phone calls. I will prompt you on when the phone calls come up, and then from there we will go there. As always, y'all know I got to do my house calls, people. It's just something I have to do, show some respect to those who support us. We got Risky, MicroMike, Daryl Richards, Matthew Huntley, Beast Mode, John Hennon, the Gridiron Blitz man himself is checked in as well. Travis Troxel, aka Troxel Sports Talk, Bug Spray, George Morgan, General G. Berry, D-Town, Marcus Willis, and Brendan Anderson, Lions Roar 74. And Sports World, what up, though, and welcome to the show where you're going to have 4 people to ask questions and talk about a whole lot of stuff. And I think what we're going to pick up is off the latest news is on the latest signing of quarterback Tom Savage. What do you think about that? I'm sorry. See, look, I'll try to look. Y'all may hear my junior in the background, but hey, at the end of the day, we're gonna work through it. So let's. Listen. I already knew he was gonna do that. Listen. He came over there as soon as I started talking. I wasn't recording. He ain't had no problem, but it's all good. All right, so let's start off. Let's start off with you, Mr. Gridiron Blitz. What are your thoughts on the Tom Savage signing?
Man, I know he played for the Saints last year, right? I don't know, man. I'm feeling a little Matt Castle-like right now. You know what I'm saying? I don't really know what he's really going to bring, if he's just a kind of a fill-in, a roster fill-in or is he going to really genuinely compete? So right now, man, I mean, I was a little like, another name. So I don't have no thoughts about him, man, because he's not important to me. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I just got 0. I was like, the quarterback? Like, so, yeah, I don't really got no.
All right, what about you, TA? What's your thoughts on Tom Savage getting signed?
Man, what I feel about Tom Savage is, you know what I mean? He going to be savage out there, man. He going to be beasting and feasting, man. No, for real, though, guys. Tom Savage, man, I just think that he's nothing but another body, camp body coming into and trying to get a roster fill with the Detroit Lions. But between him and Connor Cook, I don't know, you know what I'm saying, what the Lions are doing. They just nowadays you just never know what the Lions are up to because they try to be so secretive. But at the same time, Tom Savage, he, when he was at Houston, man, he was okay. He started out being okay. He won the starting job for a minute, but then, he fell off and I never heard from the guy again. So I'm just going to say he another camp body.
Okay, all right. And Mr. 313 J-Mo, who is score watching that Piston game for us.
It's on halftime right now.
Yes,
First of all,
what you got?
First of all, I gotta say what Noble said about Tom Savage being good in Houston is completely false. He was garbage. I know because I was watching the team closely.
The Saints,
I was watching the team very closely.
I thought he did.
No, he was with Houston. Horrible.
I never said he was good, J-Bo.
Yeah, you said he was okay over there in Houston.
Not saying he wasn't. With a couple starts, he was okay for a minute.
No, he was not. My God. Anyway, well, let me.
Until he lost the starting job.
I mean, he was gonna lose that regardless, but Tom Savage is, I think we overestimate the Lions. I feel like he has a chance to make the team. I'm not saying it because I want it to happen, but the Lions, to me, is another slap in the face to you Stafford haters. Keep playing, and you're going to have Tom Savage and Connor Cook as your backups.
Lord, don't say that, man.
And, I mean, it's nothing good about this at all. I don't really think he can't body because he's a veteran. I just know they like veterans. Who knows? He might be better than Connor Cook. Connor Cook ain't showed nothing. So, I mean...
Okay. So
I hope he doesn't make the team. I pray he doesn't, but the Lions had Matt Castle last year, so I can't put it past him. I think y'all being very optimistic, thinking he ain't gonna make the team, man. This the Lions. The backup quarterback, they just act like they don't exist for some reason.
Wow.
But, I mean, I think you make some very good points, J-Mo. I can't argue with too much of it, but I am on the camp body train. I mean, and to be honest with you, if he can unseat Connor Cook, then shame on Connor Cook. Okay. As far as I'm concerned, Connor Cook is essentially told you're going to be the backup. It's your job to lose. And if he can unseat him, then, at the end of the day, it is what it is. Now, for me personally,
hey Luke, I wanted to say something real quick, man, if you don't mind. I wanted to say the importance of you guys really surprised me, and this is in harmony with what we're talking about the importance of Matthew Stafford and Tom Savage being nothing. But I don't know if you guys saw, but I did ask a poll question yesterday, and it was in regards to Matthew Stafford and Russell Wilson. And it was asking Detroit Lions fans, we know Matthew Stafford isn't going anywhere, but with the possibility of Russell Wilson leaving the Seahawks, would you take Russell Wilson over Stafford? And it was an overwhelming 64% to 35%. And the reason I say overwhelming, because I didn't expect this much activity. 84 votes, and it was 64 to 35 that they would keep Matthew Stafford. So I just thought that was really yeah, man.
That's alarming.
Yeah. I was completely surprised.
Yeah, I would assume most fans would take Russell Wilson, but I'm like, man, Russell Wilson. The only reason I wouldn't take him is because he would die behind his offensive line.
I mean,
right? Yeah, and I didn't want to get sidetracked. I just wanted to let y'all know
good. That's good. That's what I'm talking about, man.
Yeah, good talk right there.
I mean, it's a good point to bring up, and we can even talk about it. I mean, the truth is I think what many people are looking at is when you watch Russell Wilson. Yes, Russell Wilson does run around like a chicken with his head cut off for the Seattle Seahawks and try to make things happen. But what you happen to notice with Russell Wilson is Russell Wilson has never had to take the punishment that a Matthew Stafford has had to take. And Russell Wilson has always had a rushing attack. So I can understand why a lot of people would say that. We got Dose of the Dion back in the building. What up, though? And then we got some new people in here. Tim Matheson, what up, though? I'm seeing Frederick Williams. What up, man? Welcome to the show. But to me, I'm not surprised that many fans would say that, because at the end of the day, they're looking at it and they're saying, hey, one, they're probably looking at it from the financial standpoint. Like, okay, what are you going to have to pay? Yeah. Russell Wilson. And which brings me to a very good point. For a lot of people who don't realize it, that's one thing that we got to give the Lions credit for. Matthew Stafford contract was right on time and it was perfect. And when you look at it based on what everybody else is doing, $30 million to Aaron Rodgers, you're talking about Matt Ryan,
Jimmy G,
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Jimmy G, and Jimmy G didn't even have a great body of work, and he got a huge deal.
It seemed like you don't even need a great body. You just need like one or two, maybe one season or a couple games, man. And you all
and it's crazy. It's like the biggest hype beast in NFL history.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and it's
I believe in him though, ironically, but still.
But to me, it's one of the things where I just look at it and I say, at the end of the day, for me, when I'm looking at the way that voting went, it lets me know that there are people who really believe in what Stafford brings to the table, and that they see that he's been shorthanded a lot of the years that he's been here.
Basically, look, check this out though, Luke. Basically, I think what the fans want from Matthew Stafford and they want from the Lions, if you would have that opportunity to see Matthew Stafford in the light of having that protection. We don't really know what that looked like, but I know that he would be balling, man. If Stafford had the protection on the line, man, he would look tremendous out there. He would be looking really, really good out there, especially like a lot of the top quarterbacks now that got protection. I know Stafford would have that same thing.
Right. I definitely think that that's what you're going to see different this year. I know some people are going to say, oh, Stafford is a game manager, but this is bigger than that. And I realized something too. And I'm going to do a video on this because I think it needs to be done. I'm going to do the anatomy of a hater because I'm starting to.
Okay. Oh, hold on, Luke. Somebody said something about Stafford in the comments. Mr. Tim Madison, he said Stafford is here for life. He's a franchise QB, not elite. So what do you got to say about franchise and elite with Matthew Stafford?
I mean, what makes a quarterback elite?
Exactly. What are you talking about?
I mean, because this is, and to me, I like the way he posed that because I think that's what a lot of people get confused. What makes a person elite and not elite? To me, the elites are Hall of Famers. Are you saying that he's not a Hall of Famer? Okay, then I can agree with that if you want to say that. But you know, I think all he needs to do is just simply win an NFC championship game, and he's a Hall of Famer, in my opinion.
I was about to say Stafford gonna be a Hall of Famer.
I think
unless his career got ended or something, or he stopped playing for certain reasons, he's gonna be a Hall of Famer, whether the Lions fans like it or not.
I think when they're saying elite, when they're talking about elite, basically what I'm thinking, what they're saying is basically like the status of like a Drew Brees or Tom Brady, or you know what I'm saying? You know who the elite quarterbacks, Aaron Rodgers, you know who they are. You know, we don't have to, even the season that
hold on,
J-Mo, like two of those guys that's overwhelmingly better.
But hold on, J-Mo, wait. Here's my question to you, TA. What makes Aaron Rodgers elite? Because this is what got me want to do the anatomy of a hater. Because
how he's forced us for years. That's what makes him elite.
But he hasn't. That's not what's happened though. He hasn't crushed us. We haven't had a team to even compete for real. And let's be honest about this. In terms of
come on, Luke. You know Aaron Rodgers.
We gotta hold on, guys. We gotta let people finish their comments, man. That's what we're trying to do.
Right. In terms of Aaron Rodgers, this is what I want to point out to people. And this is gonna be the same thing that's gonna happen with Stafford. This is what the haters gonna do. Stafford mess around and win a Super Bowl, and then 2 years go by, and the first thing they're gonna say is, well, he ain't won a Super Bowl since 2020. I mean, that's what they're doing right now to Aaron Rodgers. They're telling people there are people who are literally all of a sudden now Aaron Rodgers is a horrible leader. It's all this bad press about Aaron Rodgers. He overpaid. They're doing the same thing to Aaron Rodgers, and he got a Super Bowl. And I realized that it's just a bunch of haters in this world, which we need. But I'm also pointing out that at the end of the day, they have to be able to be honest about what's going on in the sport of football and what these guys are bringing to the table. You got a guy playing on a broken leg and another guy who went into a playoff game with broken fingers on his throwing hand and was asked to throw the ball 49 times. That's just not fair.
The reason Aaron Rodgers gets all that criticism, though, is because people be calling him the GOAT. You can't do that. Wow. You know, when people call you the GOAT, I wouldn't say it. That's why he gets that extra criticism. I mean, I
get that.
So that's my precise, like that's the 100% reason why. If people didn't call Aaron Rodgers the GOAT, nobody would care. We treat him like Drew Brees. Right? That's just facts.
Okay, so let's put it like this, fellas. So who would be the top tier quarterbacks in the league then? If it's you know what I'm saying, when you're looking at quarterbacks, who are the top tier?
Oh, I already got the list ready because I already know where I put that.
To me, I think when you ask that question and you start doing it into tiers, right? Like you start doing it into tiers, it's always going to be subjective because there are people,
I don't do it into tiers.
There are people who hate on Tom Brady and say he's nothing more than a system quarterback. I mean, there's all type of strange things going on. Yeah. But if you wanted to do the whole idea of tiers, then don't get mad when Luke finna go there, all right? Because Luke don't talk about the tiers.
No, I was just gonna say, that's okay. Like, I don't do it in tiers. I go literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't do it in tiers. So if I was to put Brady at 1, you put Rodgers, Drew Brees, Mahomes, Russell Wilson, and then to me, Stafford after that's the next best quarterback in the league. That's like 7. Okay, that's just the way I feel. Yeah, I mean, it's other quarterbacks that are good, but like, are they actually better than Stafford? No. And I'm talking about really good QBs like Phillip Rivers and Andrew Luck. I like them, and they really, really good. They not better than Stafford. They just not.
Let me ask you this. Derrick. Let me ask you this. Because I know Derrick be paying attention. Derrick,
this boy said Jared Goff is better. Hold up, man. Stop. Jared Goff is utter trash. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I know.
Oh, man. Fred, I am a little surprised by that comment, man. I thought that'd be a Greg Gore comment right there, but
wait. Hold on, wait. It says, heck, Matthew Stafford ain't even Phillip Rivers or even Jared Goff. You're right, because Matthew Stafford has never had LaDainian Thomas and Ty Gurley. So we can talk about that all day. He ain't never had that. Okay. Matter of fact,
or those defenses.
Now, Greg Gore says, wasn't Goff in the Super Bowl? Yep. They ran
Jared Goff threw
that Super Bowl.
Jared Goff threw an interception in every game, and he didn't throw for over 200 yards in any of these games. Stop talking.
I'm just listen.
Boy had 3 points in the Super Bowl. What are we talking about?
Daryl Richards, shout out. Yeah,
listen. Even if you want to do a comparison in terms of quarterback, the one thing you're going to notice that even those quarterbacks who are winning, they're running their way to those games. And Absolutely. Then when they get in those games, what happened? You're not going to tell me that Jared Goff looked like he's about that life in that Super Bowl. Now you're not going to lie like that.
Right? Like I wish Amir Abdullah and Theo Riddick and Zach Zenner will run for 250 yards.
Who?
I said, I wish our running backs would run for 250 yards in our playoff games.
Listen. I can't even listen. Can he get 250 yards? I know here. I mean, for crying out loud. I mean, and let's be honest, people. I know that there's a lot of topics about the Matthew Staffords and stuff like that. But anybody, if you're being honest and you're being objective about the facts here, you have to be honest and say, listen. This is all I keep asking everybody. Just tell me the year that you thought he had the team that he should have won it with. And you're going to find out that they had the worst rushing attack that year. And then you're going to find out that they were missing a number of key players going down the stretch, including the quarterback being hurt. I mean, it shouldn't be no reason that a person be confused about this and act as if though that this is not a real situation. You know, this is a real problem that they're trying to fix. But to switch gears, let's talk about this draft really quick, because I've been seeing a lot of people talk about the draft, and I've come to some conclusions that everybody know who I like, but they don't know who I absolutely hate. So we're gonna start off with you, Mr. Derrick P. Field. Who is that one player or players that you're saying, dear God, please no, don't let us draft him. Please don't. Who's that guy for you?
You know what's funny, man, is I'm right now, the way that you came in with that, I kind of want to start with you, man, that you absolutely hate, man. Because you, like you said,
For me, the absolute person for me is Rashawn Gary. I'm saying to myself right now, like I'm on my knees, my elbows. If I can do it on my wrist, I would. I'm trying everything in my power to say, dear God, please do not let the Lions draft Rashawn Gary. I just do not want any part of him. I would even take Montez Sweat over Rashawn Gary, because to me, at least Montez Sweat will try to run around you. Rashawn Gary, I don't know what he do. I can't tell you what he do. He ain't using no pass rush move. He ain't spinning. He ain't throwing you off of him. He ain't overpowering you. I just don't know what you're getting from him. So for me, it's Rashawn Gary. I don't want no parts of him. Sweat, Greedy Williams.
Yeah, that was gonna be mine. That was gonna
be all the guys you talk about, they probably end up drafting one of them.
But don't say that, because then I'm gonna be a little sad, and I'm gonna have to like look at it and be like, what am I missing?
Sad, man, Luke. Luke, don't be sad, man. What if they turn their career around, man?
Well, you know what, Luke? I haven't.
Morgan Trice says Rashawn Gary was injured. I know he was injured. I do, but what about the years before that when he wasn't?
I kind of haven't thought about it from that like perspective, man. Like, oh no, I just absolutely don't want this guy, but I do want an immediate impact player, man. That's what I know I want, and I feel like that, and I listen. I'm gonna tell you guys, and it's a real kind of cheesy moment right here. You don't got to cue up the music. I'm not gonna talk that long.
Like that, bro.
But
I
kind of expect it now, man. I kind of expect it. But I will say this, man. You talking from a motion man himself, bro. And I don't think I've been more excited for a draft, man. Like I believe, what's his name? Deion Sanders say I believe in Eli. I believe in Bob Quinn, man. I still feel like I'm super duper excited. He's never had a pick in the top 10. And I know he got some magic up his sleeve, man. He gonna Shazam it. He gonna Shazam it somehow.
Agreed.
And I'm super excited.
It's funny. It's funny that you bring that up because I was talking to my coworker earlier, and we was talking about it. And he was like, "Yeah, I watched your show," and I was like, "Okay, well, why you so angry about it?" He was like, "Yeah, because you giving too much love to Bob Quinn, right?" So I got to thinking as he was talking, right? But this is what he said to me. He said, "Man, what player has Bob Quinn brought in here that you thought was a game changer or was a serious player?" And I sat there and I thought about it, right? And as quick as I said that, I was like, all of them. Because he's not looking for one superstar. He's building a team. He's literally building a team. And I said, when I go through and I look at what he's doing in terms of building a team, I said, it's hard for me to overlook it. I said, ladies and gentlemen, I hate to say it, but we got ourselves a general manager. Okay, you're going to have some hits and some miss, but our players are on the field, they're contributing, and you can see the improvement in the players. You know, so I'm with you, Derrick, when it comes to that. J-Mo, talk to me, man. What's your thoughts on Bob Quinn? Because you know, some people gonna say, you know that he ain't did nothing.
His name is Kenny Golladay. His name is Kerryon Johnson. His name is Deshaun Hand. His name is Jamal Agnew. His name is Tracy Walker. His name is Ashawn Robinson. His name is Jared Davis. His name is Frank Ragnar. Do I need to keep going?
Hey, man, the Holy Ghost was filling up in me. Don't Lord Jesus.
I'm just I will
help me, please.
Help me. You know,
and it's just as simple as that. And you know, I don't even have to say all of those names, but if any person, you know, all the people that are listening, they ask you a question like that, literally say Kenny Golladay, and they won't be able to say anything. Anyway, about the player that I don't want, since you said Gary, I'll have to say Montez Sweat.
Yeah, I'm with you. You listen, every time you say his name, I'm just going,
I can't. Man, Montez Sweat just made me drop a whole video.
I can't, man.
Like this dude.
Yeah, you know what, Luke? Every time you hear that name,
I do.
I would even take Greedy. Like, at least he got some potential. Like,
listen, man, I be watching these players, man, and I be trying my best. And even my man TA, he did a video on a cornerback that I'm like, why people like, yo, he ain't. I'm like, man, Buttons is good. They like that.
Which one?
From Central Michigan.
Sean Buttons is nice.
Yeah, he actually is good.
Yeah, he
is nice, man. This dude is nice.
I mean, but for you, TA, we're gonna segue into you. Who's that one player, man, that you just like? God, I can't with.
Oh man, if I had to pick a player in this draft that I do not want to draft, or I do not want to touch him. Ah man, dang it, man, you making this hard for me, Luke. You making this really hard for me.
Hey, listen, you can name 1, 2, or 3. It don't make me no difference. And you ain't gonna get you ain't gonna get too many angry things out of me, man. Trust me.
Okay.
It can be the same as what we said or not. But for me, it's Rashawn Gary. Every time I see his name pop up, I cringe.
Every time I see Sweat name pop up, I want to throw it.
I told you, man, we are not allowed to say that name.
I like it. Automatic punch, man. Love it.
Man, so right now, Luke, you know what I'm saying? I don't know which player right now.
Okay, I can respect that, man. I can respect that. Let me ask you a better question then.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a better question. What's the one thing that worries you the most about this draft? Like, what's the one thing in this draft that scares you the most? That you like, man, this can't happen. What's that for you?
Okay, the one thing that really scares me is if we don't get the first 2 picks. If we don't get those right, that's gonna scare me because I know that those 2 first picks got to be gold, and I just think that whether we stay at the 8th pick or we trade down, I really want impact players, man. Whether it's the offensive lineman or the tight end or the linebacker or corner. I want those guys to be impact players, and it'll scare me if we get somebody there that, you know what I'm saying, that you like, you know, man, why did they get him? We didn't need him. You know what I mean? Right. And I know the Lions will do that to us. You know, we be thinking and getting our hopes up high and thinking that, the Lions won't do it, and they will draft a player like you're like, dang it, man, I can't believe they drafted him.
And it's frustrating because you want to try to figure out how they're going to use him. For Morgan Trice, he says if we draft DK Metcalf, I can see that one being an issue. This is the more interesting one. Russell Gilmore says he don't want Bush, White, or Josh Allen.
Oh, I forgot about them.
Whoa, hold up now.
Yeah. So, and you know what?
To
be honest with you, I'm not surprised at those choices. I'm not. I think Bush is short. And don't get off blocks. White is got poor tackling technique, and Josh Allen is getting a whole lot of hype. But he, he'll
be stop it, man. I'm trying to find something.
You make an argument. No, listen. No,
hey, look, you know what it is.
You can make an argument that you can find somebody to do the same thing he do and not have to worry about trading up, because if you're going at the Josh Allen, you're probably going to have to trade up. That's what I think he's looking at.
Mm.
Well, I wanted to do that, but I came to my senses of like if he falls to us, it's a miracle. But Josh Allen's really good.
Man, and appreciate that, Travis. I mean, now what about you, Derrick? What's that one thing you worried about in terms of this draft?
The thing that worries the most?
Yep. They got you scared the most. Like in terms of this draft, what's that thing?
I think the consensus generally will be like missing on the first couple of picks, man. But I don't think that that's going to happen. I think that Bob Quinn has been studying this. One thing about if you watch all the interviews, a lot of times what comes up is that this is a 365-day thing. Like, we only see it for 4 months. Then we got the draft and we got training camp, preseason, but this is what they do. And I'm like, I really don't think that that's going to happen. I think that whatever he does is going to hit it out the park. So I think that for me being scared is kind of an overstatement. Okay. Because I really believe that this guy's going to come through, man, and get somebody that's going to come out and impact the whole field.
I don't know how you turn over a new leaf after one video.
I'm gonna tell you, listen, dude. Listen,
CJ Anderson, I got all like, they about that life this year, huh?
You know what? You know what it was, man. I'm gonna tell you what it was. Let me get the floor for a minute. I'm gonna tell you what it was. One, it was you guys. Two, it was you ever just been like a bomb, man? Just it's stuffed to capacity, then explode. It explodes, and essentially I had to start over. So when I got all that frustration out 2 weeks ago, I was able to, with the help of you guys, with the help of Snickers, I was able to get it out, man, and start to reevaluate things and say, all right, I'm talking to guys that make a lot of sense. And this dude, if I look at it from just take the frustration out, I'm like, wait a minute, man, it's stuff that's really being made. And you ever like y'all too manly for this, but usually when you cry, you get sleepy or you feel better or something like that. Like after you get your emotion out. See, I'm not about holding emotion in. So once I got it out, J-Mo, I felt a lot better, man. And I was able to see things more clearly. And that's really thanks to you guys, man, because I was so emotional before, man, just sick of losing, man. And then all the media talking about us the way that they do, and I was just sick of it, man. But so that's honestly what it is. It's like, stop being so negative. You know what I mean? I got it all out. So I'm like, let me look at it from this other. Let me take the fan glasses and the emotion out and look at it from a football.
Okay, well, listen. Now we got some people like we got some people like Morgan Trice who says, Junior Seau is 5'11". Yeah, I like the Junior Seau. I thought he was phenomenal. So was Zach Thomas and whoever that way.
You said he wasn't 5'11".
No, but I mean, listen,
he's about 6'4", wasn't he?
Listen, even if we the height thing to me is not what I'm pointing out to you. What I'm pointing out to you is when you look at the Lions, they generally go for bigger in stature, height, body. They go for bigger linebackers. That's what New England has always done. That's what they do.
Hey, look, I got a question for you guys. Then
It's about the system. Our system. We don't use like I remember when Atlanta went to the Super Bowl, they had all them small, fast linebackers, and that worked for their system. Our system is different. Our linebackers have to be bigger just because of our system. That's the only reason why. It's not like a 5'11" linebacker won't be good, but our system doesn't fit that.
And to me, when I look at Devin Bush, I mean, at best, minus the fact that he don't hit as hard, I mean, it's Ernie Sims all over again. So, I can't tell you how many times they just threw the ball over his head, and I'm like, can you get up there?
Can you jump?
Think about
vertical.
Now we got Detroit's own Big Will in the building. He says that we are going to get Ed Oliver and move him to outside linebacker. I don't see that happening.
He's 4.6 speed. No, yeah, I don't
know. I don't see that happening. The only reason I don't see that happening is because I just look at it and I just look at it and I say, okay, you know, I don't think that they're going to go and get this big dude and put him at outside linebacker. He does not. He's better at the line of scrimmage, in my opinion, because he's able to get and disengage people. But if you put him at linebacker and having him rush, he can't cover. He's a liability. He's basically Zendarius Smith and Preston Brown. And the Green Bay Packers signed both of them. So I don't see that happen.
All right, so you got an opportunity to take three linebackers. Which linebackers are you taking? In this draft, you got
Khalil Hodge, TJ Edwards, and I would probably see that last one is kind of a hard toss up because but I would probably go with for our system, I would go with Terrell Hanks for our system. I do like David Long from West Virginia, but I will go with and George Morgan make a good point about Mac Wilson. But for our system, it would be Hodge, Edwards, and Terrell Hanks.
Okay, yours. Okay.
All right, you go. You got this one, J-Mo. I'll let you shoot with this one. You up?
Got three linebackers. Who you taking?
I would definitely take Khalil Hodge.
Yeah.
I would take TJ Edwards, and then I would take Devin White.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Gridiron Blitz himself. Who you taking? Three linebackers.
I don't know, man. You know, that ain't my thing yet, man. I'm working on it though.
Okay.
I'm working. Next year, I'm gonna come at y'all. Yeah, I'm gonna come at y'all.
Listen,
Greg Gore, I'm currently hurting inside right now.
They said. Listen,
I know. You doing it, Damo.
I'm trying to keep the pain.
Come on, man. I'm trying to let. I appreciate the brothers in here with us.
Yeah,
us. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to let all. All right, Luke.
No, you good, but they didn't want to something. They can't take it no more.
If I'm taking,
it's like you putting a nail in the coffin on them. That's what that is. But go ahead, TA. You up? What you got for us?
Okay, if I'm taking three linebackers, I'm taking Khalil Hodge, definitely because I like that born leader capability that he got, and that making ability in tackling. And I'm taking TJ Edwards, and I really like this guy, Pratt. I'm taking Pratt, man. I got a newfound love for this guy.
I like Pratt.
Nice.
I like Pratt, but I feel like Pratt, to me, would be better served in a 4-3.
I just like him. I like him because Bob Quinn said he was looking for versatility, and he came up because of him converting over from safety to linebacker. That was really got me going. Like, oh man, he can use that in coverage. You know what I'm saying? We can use that in coverage.
Now, George Morgan says, give him Mac Wilson from Alabama, Voshan Joseph from, I believe that's Miami, and Terrell Hanks from New Mexico.
Okay.
He said we might actually be able to get all three if we wanted. We could.
Okay.
It says, Pratt, my boy, you know that, Luke. I know Sag been on Pratt for a while, but I just feel like with us being in that hybrid 3-4, I don't know if he's going to make that adjustment as an inside linebacker in that. But it could work. I'm not knocking it.
Yeah, I'm moving outside.
Right, that's what it was, Florida. I knew it was one of those Miami teams, so thanks, George. I mean, the truth is this. The truth is that the Lions have a lot of work cut out for them. And this brings me to my next point. I'm seeing a lot of talk about this being a smoke screen, this whole I want to trade down being a smoke screen so they can trade up. Who buying that? Like
so they can trade up?
Yeah. Let's start off with this. J-Mo, are you buying that this is a smoke screen for them to trade up?
No, I think this is a different kind of smoke screen.
Okay.
I think it's a smoke screen so they can get an advantage. If y'all watch the video that I just posted, what I was saying in my video was basically I feel like it's a few more players that we might not know about that Bob Quinn wants to take at 8. So if he's negotiating with a team, he now has a leverage because he's like, well, I'll just pick whoever I want to pick at 8. And if y'all don't give me what I want, I'm cool with it.
Right.
But putting this out, letting people know he wants to trade down, I also think he does want to trade down too. He's playing it both ways.
So you're saying you are buying that he'll trade up?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I said it's a different kind of smoke screen.
What about you? What about you, Derrick? That's AKA the Gridiron Blitz. Okay. What about you, man? Are you buying that they're trying to trade up? Because I see a question in there right now from Taz who says, "Would y'all be mad if they trade up?" I'm gonna answer that real soon. Just wait a minute, it's coming real soon.
Yeah, I don't think I feel J-Mo's point, but I don't think he's that's not. I would be really like super surprised if he did that.
If you did what?
If he traded up.
I didn't say you would.
No, I said I agree.
He said he agreed with you that he not.
I thought you said you disagree. Yeah,
no. See, we know you score watching right now, and they
no, I'm not even score watching. I'm done with that game, man. It's over. So I set myself free. I ain't even dropping the video tonight. I'm gonna sleep on it. I'm done.
Okay,
he's gonna sleep on it.
It ain't over yet, man. It ain't over yet.
So it's over, man.
So Derrick, you saying you're not buying that they're gonna trade up?
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah.
Nope.
TA, what about you? You're not buying?
No, I'm not buying what they selling, man. I'm definitely not buying that. I definitely think that the Lions are going to try to trade down, man. I think Bob Quinn, he's infatuated with the point of just being able to get some more picks. I think he's in love with that, and he's always said that in his interviews that the more picks, the merrier. And I just think that that's something that he wants to do. He wants to be able to get more picks. Now, I know you said something, Luke. I remember before you said something to the magnitude of saying just basically that the Lions would only take 5 of the guys from the draft and the rest of the guys, adios. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What I said is that the Lions are really looking to field 5 major key points, and they have 9 picks. Those other 4 are going to have to earn their way onto the team. But those, so that's what I was saying. But to me, I'm not buying this idea that they are trying to trade up. It does not make sense, and here's the reasons why I'm not buying it. If you were right now to take your hands out, people, just follow along with me. Let's just take our hands and count how many needs the Detroit Lions need. Let's start off with tight end, offensive line, linebacker. They need an additional
corner,
defensive end, a cornerback. They need another safety. They need a receiver,
running back,
a running back. So we already at 8 needs, and that's with us not even being specific like tackle and guard and center.
Right.
Exactly. They're not trading up because it wouldn't make sense to trade up and give up all those picks and not get something. So
Luke, if they're trading up, okay, let's just put it like this, Luke. If they're trading up, who are they trading up to get? Because the name out there is Josh Allen. So what other guy would they be trading up to get?
That's my point. They're not trading up. There's no reason to trade up. And then people say, well, if they do trade up, what you gonna say? Well, I don't work for them. I'm just telling you based on the history that I don't see that happening. I can't even remember the last time New England has traded up. I think they did it that one year when they had Randy Moss, but I mean, outside of that, I can't even think of it. I mean, to me, it doesn't make sense, and it is no logic behind. There's no logic behind, trading up. Like, who are you getting that's coming in that's going to shut it down? It's just not worth it, in my opinion. So, to me, I don't see it happening. And with that being said, I'm going to open up the phone lines, ladies and gentlemen. Telephone number 248-294-0610. That's 248-294-0610. I just don't. I know it's a lot of people who truly believe that they're going to trade up, but I just don't see it. It's just not happening. So
that was lightning quick. Dang.
What up, though? You on Luke G's Fear Review? Who this?
This is John.
What's going on, John?
What's up?
Let's talk about it, man.
The preseason schedule was released today.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that.
I've been waiting to ask this question. I just had to wait until we got the schedule.
Right.
Last year we sniped Romeo from the Giants. We had the practice and we had the preseason game against them. Right. So this year, who do you think a player from one of those 4 teams would be that we would try to snipe or maybe try to finesse trade from them?
Ooh,
Wow.
All right, now see, you tested me right now. So let's.
He went.
Look, he tested me. So listen.
Oh yeah.
With all good tests, if you come prepared, you don't have to get ready. So listen. The first week they're going to go up against the New England Patriots. So I feel like they always have an inside look at everybody on the New England Patriots, and New England pretty much know who they're going to keep and let go anyway. So in terms of us doing anything with them, it's really going to come out to with the New England Patriots on who they get as an undrafted free agent that they release. Then we go on to play. I believe we play the Houston Texans next week. The week after that. So you play the Texans next. Yeah. Then when you play the Texans, I don't see them doing a joint practice. But if they do a joint practice, there are about 2 players I can see them keeping an eye on, like in case that they may want to trade them or release them. One of those players being Cunningham, because I can see Cunningham might need a change of scenery. And then the second person I can see them.
Hey, Luke, what position is he at?
Inside linebacker.
Okay.
And the second position I can see them looking at with the Houston Texans will probably come again in terms of that undrafted free agent. Now that third week against the Bills, I hope we don't take nobody from them. We've already done enough pillaging from them. We took the tight end that they took from us back, and I hope that we don't get nobody from them unless they're talking about that deep tackle Philip Harrison.
I was about to say the Bills got a good defense.
Oh yeah,
defense.
What's good, no?
But he's talking about in terms of them, a joint practice possibility. And in case of the Browns, the Browns, the guy that I would have wanted them to have, they already traded away, and that was, and I'm probably gonna mess his name, Agba. Yep. So outside of that, I don't see nobody else that jump out to me.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what I see. That's just me. We'll hang up. We'll have you hang up, and we'll ask the rest of the roundtable what they may possibly see. But keep in mind, they may not be ready. You know what I mean? Because that was a very good question that. We weren't
Absolutely.
ready for that side-wide curveball you just threw at us. I mean, you didn't have to get us like that.
Right.
John was waiting with that question. I think John sat down and thought, like, what's the hardest question I can give them today? I mean, what the heck? So,
that's the trenches question right there.
But I just didn't know.
Okay, so what else you got for us real quick?
Eric Berry still hasn't got signed yet, and I've heard that he's visited with the Cowboys and the Bengals.
Man, listen, the Cowboys got money problem.
Plenty of cap room.
The Cowboys got money problem. The Bengals could take a flyer on him, but why? Why? You know what I'm saying? Like if the Bengals do take a flyer on him, good. But again, the Cowboys got cap issues. If they pick up Eric Berry, good for him. But I mean, to me, if the question is, should the Lions consider Eric Berry? No. We're making a youth movement, and we need to stick to that movement.
Yep, we got to get younger.
Okay, that's fair.
All right,
thank you.
All right, man, appreciate you calling in. Again, ladies and gentlemen, that number is 248-294-0610. I mean, what do y'all think? I mean, that question was hard, but luckily I was ready for it because I actually thought about it. I really did. I thought, like, okay, who can we have a joint practice with? And I thought, if anybody, it's probably going to be New England, and it's going to probably be that third game. Which, since he brought us there,
it's actually funny. On my last video, I put that in my comments. I told my subscribers we're practicing with New England for sure. I already know that.
Yeah, I feel like New England's a guarantee.
And then I actually think that I want the team to be the Browns. But I think it's gonna be the Bills. But I just feel like I want us to test ourselves against their offense and their talent. Feel like that talent on their roster.
Well, you ain't gonna have you ain't gonna have to worry about it because the Browns, we played them the last week of the preseason, so you're not gonna see any starters out there. And everybody,
I'm talking about a joint practice though.
Oh yeah. See,
that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
I definitely like the joint practice with the Bills because I like Philip Harrison. Now, Frederick Williams says, I was thinking about the Lions getting Zadarius Smith from Baltimore. I'm glad they didn't because I think Green Bay overpaid for him, in my opinion. And what I mean by that meaning is he's not going to do anything in the coverage game for you, so you're just going to be rushing him. Well, let them rush on because I can assure you it's hard to rush when they running the ball at you. So good luck with that. Greg Gore's giving an update, says the Pistons are down by 8 points. They're fighting back. Thanks for the update.
Yeah, I saw that, bro. I wasn't ready to speak till they got.
They still
I wasn't ready to speak on
it
until they got to about 10. If they cut it to 10, that was gonna come.
Hey, we ain't speaking that into existence, J-Mo.
Man, no, I'm done.
Oh,
bro.
they cut it to 10. They cut it to 10.
They cut it to like it's 79-74, but
it's what
79-74.
Oh, snap! Okay, this is real delayed.
So,
okay,
now here's the thing. In terms of the preseason schedule, everybody knows it came out. Week 1, we played the New England Patriots. Week 2, the Houston Texans. Week 3, the Buffalo Bills. Week 4, the Cleveland Browns. I've noticed something very interesting, which was in the past, we usually do 2 and 2, 2 NFC, 2 AFC, but this time they went all AFC teams.
Wow, that's different. Yeah,
I
that's
wonder why.
Different.
It makes me wonder, are they trying to keep what they doing under wraps that bad?
You said what you say, Luke?
It makes me wonder, are they trying to keep what they doing under wraps that bad? I'm starting to feel like
I'm starting to think so, Luke.
Yeah, because it seemed like that. Now we got a call coming in. Let's get it. Right. Welcome to Luke G's Fair Review. What up, though? Who this?
What up, though? This Sag, man.
Sag, what's going on, man?
What's up, Sag?
Ain't nothing. What's the deal with you? How you doing?
Man, I'm doing real good, man. What you got for us today?
I wanted to tap in with the on the last caller talking about the players we could be looking at on the other team.
Okay.
If we do a joint practice with the Patriots, man, they got a defensive edge rusher, man. I don't know his first name, but his last name Wise Jr., I believe.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah. Diedrich, I think his first name is Diedrich or something.
Derrick.
Derrick Wise Jr. Yeah,
it's something weird. Yeah. Man, when I watched him last year, man, all he did was get after the quarterback. He had a big motor. I like that boy.
Now I think that's why they let Trey Flowers walk though, because of what he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah, he's pretty good.
I didn't even think about that.
You see what I'm saying? Like, I think that's why they let him walk, because he did have some show up and show out in a few games, and then on top of that, they was bringing a lot of pressure with Vinoy off of his side, and it was creating havoc. So I think that's why they let Trey Flowers go. They like, well, we ain't got to pay him. We just let Wise Jr. get it popping.
Yeah. I didn't even think about that, man. That's a good one right there.
Yeah.
But I also wanted to say something about Tracy Walker too, man.
Okay.
I've been seeing a lot of speculations about, like if he gonna make the leap and all that, you know what I'm saying? But I've seen a lot of confidence in himself, you know what I'm saying? Like he had a lot of confidence in a rookie defensive back doesn't go out and make that play that he did on the 49ers. You know what I'm saying? Going out and jumping that pass like that. And,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Risking missing it and trying to take it to the house. That shows you know what I'm saying? His length, he showed you his how he could pick the ball out of the air against the Panthers. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The man ain't scared. He got skills, got ball skills, and he gonna play good.
So you feel like safety is not an issue.
It is, it is, because you need the depth. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You got Killer Brew, and he ain't gonna help you do nothing.
Well, Killer Brew's hybrid for us. He's safety, but he's also been listed as linebacker as a special teams person. But again, he's definitely on that chopping block, so he's gonna have to show his value really fast
this year.
Yeah.
Especially in camp.
And then I also want to say something about our boy Matthew Stafford.
Okay.
So I bet everybody's seen the headlines about Aaron Rodgers talking about how he wasn't full health and my knee was hurt and I couldn't see clearly. You've never heard Matthew Stafford complain about anything about his back last year.
Don't do that. Don't do that. You gonna start something. Don't do that. You gonna start something. Don't you do that. You know when you start telling the truth, you're gonna get more haters. Man. Don't do that.
I'm telling you, man, you ain't never heard that man complain.
Not once. Not once.
Right.
And I think, you know what, it's funny that you said it, because that's what got us up here defending him so hard. Every time you turn around, he don't never. I'm like, dude, what sense does it make to make a man throw the ball 49 times with broke fingers on his throwing hand?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Talk to him, man. You gotta open your eyes, man.
You know, and then the first thing they're gonna say to us is this. The first thing they're gonna say to us, Sag, is this. They're gonna say, "Oh, y'all apologize. Y'all always apologizing for Stafford. It ain't never his fault. It ain't never Aaron Rodgers' fault. Oh, Stafford ain't made nobody better." And then the minute you start naming the people that they made better, they're gonna tell you, well, they was already good before they got here, but their numbers went up significantly with this quarterback. It's just funny. Oh, that's because they passed more. Oh, so wait a minute. Yeah. Is it because they pass more or what? That's why I gotta make this video, The Anatomy of a Hater, because I'm telling you, no matter what we do or whatever a person do, they find something to hate on. If Stafford go out this year and it's so funny because I looked this up. I said, if Stafford go out this year and do the same thing Patrick Mahomes do, but they lose in the playoff, they're gonna say he was padding stats, right?
Yeah.
Now let's say that the first game come and they run the ball down somebody's throat and we lose, they gonna turn right around and say, "See, look, Stafford, he didn't do enough." You know, and then
so you saying there's always something.
It's always something. If he win the Super Bowl and 2 years go by, he ain't did nothing. And then I had to look. I
don't know. I do feel like if Stafford won the Super Bowl, people would never say
it again.
No, I had to look though, because to me, one of the things I looked at really quick, and then I'm gonna let you go. But one thing I had to look at, Sag, was this, man. I looked at Stafford's stats from last year, right? And I said, if you put those same stats on any other quarterback, Dak Prescott, whoever, they said that they had a good season. But with Stafford, it's a bad season. Why?
That's because they used to him getting 5,000, 4,000 yards.
Man, you know what? Listen, man. Sag, get off my phone, man. You got too much going on, Sag. I can't take it, man. I can't take it, Sag.
Hey, man, I'm telling you, man, that's all he do is make people better, man. Look at old boy, Jeremy. What's his name? Jeremy Curley or something like that.
Man, what?
He was the receiver for us a couple years ago.
Yep.
Stafford got him paid.
Listen, he got him paid. He got. Go, Sag, we gotta talk to you later, Sag. I gotta let you go. I can't take it no more. I gotta let you go, bro. I appreciate the call, man.
All right.
I mean, y'all heard it, fellas. Y'all talk about it. I can't take it no more. That man, the church was open, the choir was on key, the pastor was sweating, he needed a glass of drink. I mean, y'all talk about it. I can't give me a minute. I mean, good Lord, what else do you get to do? What else do you gotta do?
One of my main points about Stafford when it comes to other quarterback comparisons is like, how come Stafford, and I mean, when I say this, I really mean it, how come he's the only one that, and I'm not saying it's an excuse, but that's what they call it. How come he the only quarterback that can't have an excuse? Because I hear excuses for every single quarterback in the league, including Brady, including Mahomes, including Breeze. Drew Brees. Oh, well, they cheated. You know, or you know, Brady. Oh man, the offensive line wasn't protecting that time. Mahomes, well, he didn't have a run game. His defense is trash. Even if these are truth, they get validity for it. But if we tell you Stafford O-line gave up 10 sacks in the game, but you know, I just don't understand that. But
it's crazy.
Just be patient, y'all. We gonna win.
It's crazy. Now, TA, Daniel Griffin in the chat, he says Stafford makes everyone better besides tight ends, right? And then I had somebody tell me this like literally last week, and I never thought about it. And they said if you ever notice the hands of the receivers who are catching that ball and how their hands look on passes down the field, imagine what a tight end is going through with the ball coming at a shorter distance. And it never dawned on me. It never dawned on me. Like, yeah, he probably is put some heat on there, but nonetheless, man,
but people like Toy Lolo catching every pass though.
Right, but see, here's the thing: he's never really had that tight end though. You know,
if he had, I'm telling you, he had Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce had 1,500 yards and 10 touchdowns, just like Mahomes. Stop playing.
Now, even right here, Bush 308 says Rodgers, Brady, Breeze, Luck are all better. And when people say that, I go, okay.
I think Bush is the D Brown.
I'll let all of that go except for Andrew Luck. I'm not letting.
I mean, listen. I don't even mind him saying that. I think what it is I just look at it and I say this: the first year Rodgers didn't have a rushing attack. What happened? They go 6-10, 6-9-1, whatever that record was. They get a tie. They lose to the Cardinals in the worst fashion I ever seen in my entire life, and all because they couldn't run the ball. So I'm like, okay, cool. But even when I look at those quarterbacks, what made them better was they all ran the ball. And you can go and look at all those people, even Drew Brees. When Drew Brees didn't have a run game, he had all them big numbers. They didn't win none. They was missing the playoffs. When they made the playoffs, they was getting put up the first round because they couldn't run the ball.
Lions was whooping on them.
Man, it's just those little things like that, man.
Yeah, having a run game is very vital, man.
It's important.
Having a run game is vital.
It's a difference maker.
I
mean, if anything showed y'all,
having protection is very vital.
I mean, if anything showed y'all.
See you later, Frederick Williams, man. Appreciate you being a part of the show, man.
Yeah, shout out to Fred, man. Welcome back, baby.
Yeah, shout out Fred.
All right, man. Y'all, you take care, man. So, but yeah, go ahead, man. You at the floor, Derrick.
No, I was just gonna say, one thing that the playoffs and the end of the season really showed me is when you run in the ball. I mean, if you don't run the ball, you don't win. Yeah. It boils out to just that simple. I think every game that we wound up breaking down, all of the teams that ran the ball more effectively won the game. So I want to say that that's the way it was.
No, that's
and I just gotta say one thing.
I just think that we're returning back to that smash mouth football, man. That's what we're doing.
I just want to go ahead, Derrick. You got the floor, Derrick.
No, I just was gonna say this real quick. It's just non-football related, but it's really important, guys, that you hit the like button before when you come in so that you don't forget. What that does is that helps Luke's video get out and be pushed ahead of the media. So like we're trying to get the media out in a positive light. So we got 74 people watching, but only 19 likes. So that's why people yell that so much. So go ahead, take a minute from the chat, guys. Hit that like button. It's really important.
I was gonna say, look at the great. Before we move on, look at the great Dan Marino, probably the best or top 3 passer of all time. And he couldn't win anything because he didn't have a running game or a defense. I rest my case. Stafford is literally looking like the new age Marino right now.
It's not even just him. It's been Tom Brady. It's been Peyton Manning. It's been Drew Brees. It's been Aaron Rodgers. The list goes on. And I've been saying it for the longest. And then you look at the teams who do run the ball. They run their way into the playoffs. And then what happened? The quarterback can't meet the standard.
He can't. Right. And then you have Jared Goff at quarterback. You can't win a game.
Jared Goff.
He got far though, man. He got far.
They carried him. He threw an interception every game except for one. And the one game he didn't throw an interception, they ran for 250 yards. That's the definition of carry.
They carried him.
I mean, it's one of the things where I look at it and I just say this. I just say, okay, at the end of the day, when I look up and I'm trying to gauge what our quarterback is doing, what our team is doing, and everything, and all I keep coming back to is the same thing: run the ball. Run the ball. Everybody want to talk about. I'm going to give you an interesting fact right here. If you look at the division,
wait. I'm sorry. The Pistons have the lead.
Oh wow, they up 2. Okay,
they up 2.
All right, go back. Go back to what you were saying.
Now Morgan Trice is so silly, man. This man say, if you don't like Luke video, Motor City Sports Talk would be at your Thanksgiving dinner. Lord,
come on, man.
It's funny you bring up Motor City Sports Talk because when me and him was talking about Matthew Stafford, man, I think we talked about a good hour, and when we were talking about Matthew Stafford and stuff, we was having he brought up his points, and I was like, okay, yeah, but what about this? And I'm trying to keep a lot of it under wraps because we still trying to get the collaboration together so we can talk about it on air in front of everybody. But we had a real good conversation about it. And even though we walked away with an agree to disagree, I think it's one of them things where, it's a conversation that needs to be had. But I have noticed this idea or this trend with people who always saying we making excuses for Stafford, but then they make excuses for every other quarterback. Stafford didn't do this and this quarterback didn't have this. Well, wait a minute. If you can say that quarterback didn't have it, why I can't say Stafford didn't have it?
Okay, so
I want to reply to a comment. Willie Kennedy said, do not disrespect Marino like that. J-Mo, you diss a lot of grace for Stafford. How did I disrespect Marino? I literally said he's a top 3 passer of all time and couldn't win anything because he didn't have a team. What are you talking about? I literally gave nothing but respect.
Right.
Come on, man.
Yeah, I think he thought you.
And Stafford has every passing record he broke all the Marino's record. That's why I made the comparison.
No, I think what Kennedy thought she was doing a direct comparison, but they do have a lot in common. And the crazy thing is if you just go through and look at the history of Dan Marino, and you look at the history, and Dan Marino played in a very horrible time, but Dan Marino, like Stafford, took a punishment too. So it happens, you know. You know,
never won nothing. But
it's one of right, and it happened. You know, it's they have a lot in common, and I think a lot of people don't believe that.
This has nothing to do with football, but Magic Johnson just quit.
What?
Wait, what?
He
happened?
just resigned as the president.
He said it's chaotic over there.
You know what? You know what? Though, I'm gonna tell y'all the truth, and I'm gonna show y'all something. You see how that came out like that? I bet you they don't do them how they do the Lions. Everybody, nobody want to play for Stafford and play where he a killer. What's going on with LeBron James? That every time he goes somewhere, that people dipping off. What the heck is happening?
Wow. He made him. Wow.
I mean,
wow.
It's just crazy. But again, on Lou G's Field Review, we gonna try to keep it to the football for right now. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. The reason I don't talk basketball is this: I had a conversation with somebody about basketball, and I realized that basketball fans are way more emotional because once they latch on to a person, it's no getting off of them. So I made this following statement, and this guy didn't like it. That's all I said. All I said was LeBron James do not have a killer instinct like Allen Iverson and Kobe Bryant. And I was told I'm stupid. I don't know nothing about basketball. And I said, well, wait a minute. I said, at the end of the game, LeBron passing the ball. Allen Iverson and Kobe want the ball. It's a difference.
Right. He's more like Magic, man. Instead of, you know what I'm saying, like Mike, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to being clutch towards the end of the game.
Right.
But LeBron has hit a lot
of
clutch shots too. I want to give him credit for that too. He has hit a lot of clutch shots too.
Man, LeBron ran that man out of town.
Man.
Now here's the thing. Kennedy, I know Kennedy's at work and he's listening in. I appreciate him, you know, being in with us, man, because I did tell him to call in, but Kennedy says Marino won and Stafford don't. It's just not true. It's not true. And the reason it's not true is because when you go through and you look at the teams, you have to look at the team. This is why I do not understand this win-loss record for quarterback stuff. That's not real. You have to look at it. If this was golf, if this was tennis, heck, if this was poker, if this was bowling, you could have a win-loss record. How do you have a win-loss record on a team sport? Could you imagine what it would feel like for LeBron James when he goes and takes a Cleveland Cavalier team to the championship? He put up 60 and they lose by 4, and people tell him he ain't do enough. I mean, at what point do we become a team? You cannot
when Jordan scores 60.
You know,
Madison Square Garden.
You know, you cannot put a team stat that goes to the head coach in the organization on a quarterback. It is ridiculous. And if that was such a real stat, and I'm not being funny, if that was such a real stat, why do you think they started their salary cap? Because most teams back then, the owners were rich and they was buying their championships. Okay? So they put that salary cap in play to have it to be fair. You know, it's just one of the things. Now, Sag Matthew says, Luke, why you pick CJ as our most impactful free agent signing? The reason I picked him
from the Dion.
Yeah, that's from the Dose of Dion video. The reason I picked him as our most impactful signee is because I noticed immediately when we didn't get the ball to Kerryon Johnson and then Garrett Blunt was in, they literally didn't even like sub people out. They was like, he ain't going nowhere. You can't do that no more. You put in CJ Anderson, I guarantee you they gonna be like sub in. Nope. No, we need some more people out there. All right, you tired. You don't want no cars. Okay? He's gonna change the way that they approach different things. When you put in LeGarrette Blunt, if LeGarrette Blunt had to get the one, he got stuffed on the one, and I was like, bro, I don't even think you got to the line of scrimmage. That's not gonna happen with CJ Anderson.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying?
Right. So he gonna be like a little bowling ball.
Bowling ball with legs.
I mean, offensively, yes. Defensively, there's a different person for me. Defensively, I would say the most impactful signee on defense, in my opinion, will probably have to be Justin Coleman.
I was gonna say the same thing
because you know our slot corner was getting worked, so I think he would be the most impactful in terms of defense. But in terms of offense or overall, CJ Anderson changes the way we can do something. We can switch him in and out. We can have CJ come out, bowl you over, and get you tied and let Kerryon break a long run. You got options.
Yeah.
You know, we just can't do that. So, Crimson Shadow 94 says, so since Rex Grossman went to the Super Bowl, that makes him better than Stafford. I mean, listen, Crimson, you would not know that ain't the case. Rex Grossman, they ran their way there too.
Yeah, but he was making a point about people going at Stafford over Marino.
I know, man.
And they don't have. My whole point was Marino don't have no rings. Stafford don't have no rings. They in the same boat.
And then, you know, like I said, or when the people be like, "Oh, Stafford and John Elway ain't nothing alike." Well, go and ask John Elway, the entire Denver Bronco team, how they got their Super Bowl, and they gonna tell you when we got Terrell Davis. You know why? Terrell Davis, I'm about to tell you that it changed everything.
Man, Terrell Davis might be top 3 greatest playoff running backs to ever live.
It's just
like, and you know what? If you watch any interviews with them guys, they all talk about the importance of TD. Yeah. Like they all say it wouldn't have happened without.
That's
TD.
right. That's
so,
right.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? That gives you the kind of the value. You know how valuable a running game is,
and that's what I'm saying. Oh wait, so Kennedy want the number. I'm gonna give him the number. It's 248-294-0610. That's 248-294-0610. Call in. We could talk about it, man. Because I don't care if we agree to disagree. I want to have an intelligent conversation that can be factual based. And to me, when I hear people say Stafford trash and stuff, I just ask them a simple question: is there a market for him? And if you say no, then you just definitely a hater. Because I know for a fact.
See, I think.
Hey, Luke, you got that round of applause queued up, man? You got that round of applause queued up? Man, no, listen, bro. Listen, these dudes came through in the chat, man. You got 40 likes. That's what I'm talking about, guys. Yeah. Y'all came through with them likes, man. That is awesome, man.
I appreciate all that y'all do, man. And to me, I you know, it's so crazy. I don't even know most of this stuff. I just talk football. Derrick be trying to tell me, like, listen, man, did you know this? I'm like, what? No, I didn't. I didn't know that.
That's why I always say, you like the video. It tells, the video, man.
Yeah.
It boosts the traffic of the video.
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah,
J-Mo hit right on the head. When you like the video, it boosts
and this is the thing that I don't think too many people, you know, understand in terms of when it comes down to it. And I think George Morgan brings it up. Look at Brad Johnson and Trent Dilfer. Those teams didn't have the most prolific run game, but when the playoffs started, they ran the ball, and their defenses were amongst the history's best. I mean, the year that Trent Dilfer, I don't even think he had 2,000 passing yards, to be honest with you. And it's so crazy, you know.
Aren't they giving up like 9 points a game?
Bro, they're giving up 10 points a game. I mean,
you know what I'm waiting on, though? Hey, you know what I'm waiting on, though? This is what I'm waiting on from the Lions. Basically, I'm looking for that chance where the Lions will be able to be good on defense as well as offense. I haven't seen that. And
I think that's coming up this year.
Hold on. Let me finish my say, because I have not seen where the Lions have been good on offense and good on defense. I would love to see that one day. You know what I mean? For them guys to be able to match both of those things up, like Stafford out there killing, balling, Kerryon Johnson out there doing his thing, and that defense out there dominating. That's what I want to see, man.
Now, just for the record, ladies and gentlemen, and again, anybody who know that I love when people come into the chat. We have one of our favorite guests, the Ghost of Judah Tribe.
Don't do it.
Listen, when he is on, he is going to do everything in his power to try to get a reaction out of you. All I ask that you do is thank him, because he gave a Detroit Lion video another view, and that's what we really want to do. We want to put that out there. And we
he's a fan. Hey, actually, low key, man, low key.
Girl.
We absolutely appreciate it. So anytime he says anything crazy, don't get into no shouting match with him. Just give him a little bit of love. Sometimes we just need a little bit of a hug. Let him know thank you, and we appreciate him for coming and showing so much support to the Detroit Lions.
No problem.
And giving us so much.
I did just want to respond to what Noble just was saying.
What did he say?
What he was saying about he wants us to be good on both sides. I definitely think that's going to be this year, and it's because of this. It's because of foundation. Our defense was 10th in total defense with the level of talent we had. We just bolstered it with Flowers and Coleman. Now instead of having slow Lower Quinn, no offense, we're gonna have fast and ball hawking Tracy Walker. Yeah. And then on offense, and like I said again, it's about foundation. We've never had a number one receiver and a number one running back and a legit number two receiver and a tight end. Right. Now we do. Right. And then they're going to bring in a guard, and I'm hearing about Ayabushi or however you pronounce his name, and Tyrell Crosby. They really believe in those guys for filling in for the guard spot. And if you look at this, is the shape. That's why I think the season is real serious for a lot of fans. When it comes to Stafford, because this is shaping up to be the most complete team he has if they are healthy. I was just remember I said that. If they are healthy,
yes, I was just about to say that.
Injuries they have to be healthy.
Yeah, injury. Yeah, we don't want any of these guys getting injured, especially like Carry-On did last season.
I mean, but listen, it's funny though, because when I hear people talk, right, and they say stuff like, "Oh, Stafford don't do that," and I go back, man, and I say, look at the injuries we had, and look what he did to the Green Bay Packers. That last game. Wait, who were those receivers? Who were those guys?
I was out there. Y'all didn't see me out there.
I caught two of them.
Right, I caught that touchdown in the end zone.
Yeah, listen. And what's even more special about it is this, because since we got a special guest, I figure we'll bring it up. This is what happens in the world of sports, people. When you don't have no real news going on about your team, you got to latch on to your second favorite team and figure out what's going on.
Right. Hey, you know why? Hey, Luke, you know why? Because he's really a fan from afar.
I mean, absolutely.
You know you're a fan.
Let's be honest.
Yeah, he's a fan. He's a low-key fan.
Let's be honest though. What is really happening with if you a Bears fan? Let's be honest. If you a Bears fan and you're sitting up there looking at what the Bears is doing this offseason, what are you getting excited about? Ha Clinton Dix? Really?
You getting scared?
Really? To Kenny Galladay say hi.
Yeah.
I mean, you getting excited about losing Jordan Howard and losing Bryce Callahan?
Right. I mean, to sit there and turn around and to look at your media, it's hard to to talk about them when they ain't doing nothing. The best thing you got going for you is a defensive end who literally has handicapped your team. Thank you, Khalil Mack. And you gave up 2 first-round picks in a second for him.
Right.
Listen, they did all that. They did all that to lose in the first round of the playoffs.
Because they got Mr. Trubisky.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So again, that telephone number is 248-294-0610. We are open and welcoming to all people, those in love, those in hate, and those in indifferent. We just want you to be able to feel the love and the joy. We are not a cult. We are just simply here to help you feel better about yourself. I mean, but I'm just being honest. When I go through and I look at these teams, I'm telling you, people be telling me like look, Tone Capone says kicker problem. I mean,
I mean, they better go scout a kicker. They better go scout a kicker in the draft.
They had all kind of and then listen, you swapped out Amos for Ha Clan Dix.
Hey, Travis, you better not go nowhere, man. You better DVR that boy.
What up, though? You on Luke G's Field Review? Who this?
This is Will. What's up, man? This is Kennedy.
What's going on, Kennedy, man? I'm so glad you called in, man, because I know Kennedy, you don't give too much leeway in your view of the Lions and stuff like that, and I love that about you. So what you got for us, man?
Yeah, it's just the thing is, man. Honestly, I've been Lions fan for about almost 40-some years, man.
Okay.
That's what's up.
And by me watching them lose for so long, all I can say is, hold on, let me get this thing on my ear. All I can say is, it looks the same as every year. Every single year, we try to make a splash, it just keeps the same.
Okay.
I don't think we got no better than what we was last year.
Ooh.
Anderson is good back, yes, he is, but he's not as good as you think he is. We thought the same thing about LeGarrette Blunt.
No, we didn't. No, we didn't.
Nah, CJ Anderson beast.
In fact, I'm gonna tell you the truth, Kennedy. When it came to LeGarrette Blunt, I was really critical. I wasn't on YouTube then, but I was really critical because I didn't like the signing because I always asked the question of what team did LeGarrette Blunt play on where he didn't have a complimentary back to go with him, and he only had 1,000-yard season. So I looked at those things. Yeah. I was never excited about it. He was brought here to be a short yardage back who I felt that we overpaid. In the case of CJ Anderson, you're going to get more versatility, and not only did we not overpay him, we underpaid him.
Well, CJ Anderson, he it's like with that. I'll be like, that's all. I mean. He ain't that good as you think he is. He came in at the end of the year and ran over Dallas. Dallas is garbage. We all know that.
What do you mean Dallas had the number one rush defense?
Well,
wait a minute. But did you? What about how he ran all over the Carolina Panthers in the Super Bowl? And before the Super Bowl, he ran all over the New England Patriots.
Yeah, that was like he was 100 pounds lighter.
Yeah, but you gotta keep in mind when the Rams came to call them, they got him really late. He's gonna have a full offseason with us, which means he's gonna have a full schedule and a full regimen. It's gonna be totally different. And then on top of that, what you should see different between this season and the previous years is in the previous years we just signed names. No,
man, I was sitting there for smiling.
But what we're doing is this: we're trying to build for a rushing attack, and that's totally different. We're trying to build for our identity. That's totally different. And when you look at what they're doing, they're not just going to get the name. Everybody wanted the name. I know Derrick wanted DeMarcus Lawrence, but after seeing $105 million with 65 guarantee, he's like, "Whoa, Lord Jesus, good thing."
And 31 in the first year.
And 31 in the first
year. I'd rather pay him that than pay the Trey Flowers dude. I'd rather pay DeMarcus Lawrence.
Okay, so let's put this into perspective, Kennedy. If they were to go, let's say they were to win out and they got DeMarcus Lawrence, right? And you saying you would have rather had him instead of having Trey Flowers. All right, now I'm not gonna knock that. All right, here's what I'm gonna ask you: were you willing to pay him $21 million a year? Okay, $21 million a year, which you got to give up $31 million up front. Were you willing to do that for DeMarcus Lawrence?
With what we played, Trey Flowers, yes, I would have done it. I'd have made the move because it's like a game changer. He's a game changer.
Yeah, but we paid Trey Flowers less though. We paid Trey Flowers $18 million a season, which they paid him his money up front, but he's going to count for only $6 million on the cap this year. DeMarcus Lawrence is going to count for $21 million against the Dallas Cowboys cap, and they only got $10 million in cap space. They finna lose some people. And then on top of that,
it makes sense, but still, in closing, before I go come out and get ready to my dinner, I just want to leave you with this. I want to see my Lions do what the Rams did. I want to see them just go all in just 1 year. Just go all in, spend all your money, go all in, and see what you get out of it. We don't do that for some reason.
That's what we're doing right now. Tell them that. That's what we're doing right now.
He can't. Yeah.
One, the Jets game. That was it. After that game, I knew we was gonna be out the playoffs bad season.
Well, I mean,
I'm gonna leave it at that. Though I'm pop back in the check. I'm about to get my dinner.
Hey, I appreciate it, Kennedy, man. Appreciate you calling me.
All right.
I mean, listen, I get what Kennedy. I get what Kennedy is saying on some parts, and some parts I don't. And I think what Kennedy is really saying is there's a frustration with seeing the same thing over and over, and it's only insanity to think that it's going to change. But the truth is, there is change happening. And I've been a Lion fan just about as long as you, Kennedy. So I totally get what you're saying. But the thing is this: when teams do the all-in approach, those teams are not winning. And I'm gonna prove it to you. The New England Patriots went all in, brought in Randy Moss, went 16-0, get to the Super Bowl, lose. The Oakland Raiders went all in, they get to the Super Bowl, get smacked by the Buccaneers. The Rams went all in, they get to the Super Bowl, they got destroyed. When you go all in and you make that run like that, what you're going to start to see is that the cap is so messed up that you really don't have a lot of room for that. And once you do that, you set yourself back 2 years.
And I want to say, the Lions actually are doing what you've been asking. The Lions have the second most money in the NFC, and what do? We went out, we got the best defensive free agent on the market. We went out, we got the best tight end on the market. We went out, we got a top 3 running back on the market. We went out, we got the best nickel cornerback on the market. So we've actually been spending a lot of money, and we've been getting the top people at the positions of need. That's why this year is a little bit different than the other years.
And I think you're hitting the nail on the head. I mean, even TA, you can contest to that. When you look at what the Lions doing, you can contest that they're doing things that look like they're going all in on fixing the main problems with the Lions, which is making us more balanced versus one-dimensional.
Yeah, which I do truly like. I like the fact that the Lions have been very aggressive on defense, because I think that that's going to be our bread and butter. If we got a great defense, and I'm talking about at least a top 15 defense, I think that the Lions will be a better team. You know, I remember the season before last when the Lions was getting all those interceptions and they was getting a lot of takeaways, man. And if we can return to that and we can get back to like that elite status of just being able to get takeaways, I definitely think that the Lions will be good. And we just need the guys to come in and make plays, man. We need interceptions. We need fumbles. We need guys flying in, making tackles. We need all of that.
And Derrick, I don't know if you paid attention to this, Derrick, but did you happen to notice, and just off the top of your head, where did the Lions' average starting field position start at? If you had to guess,
I didn't notice, man.
If you had to guess, would you say they was in good field position or bad field position?
Oh, we know they was in bad, man.
And the crazy part about that is what they do in that bad field position. They got their backs against the goal line and they're still passing. What?
Yeah, like you knew they. Yeah, man. Like I mean,
and that's because you didn't have a running back to get a ball to.
I mean, right. And to me, it's one of them things where, you know, like I said, I like when people like Kennedy call in because it gives you something to evaluate. But it's also one of the things where you can see that the fan base is at a point where they just want anything at this point. And I know that sports is a results-based business, but at the end of the day, you have to be able to love the process too. You got to be able to see how different things. I put it this way: we could be the Bears. I ain't trying to be funny, but we could be the Bears. You know,
yeah, we could be.
Right, and instead of having Mr. Biscuit, instead of having Mr. Biscuit, we got Stafford, so we gonna win a playoff.
Listen, we could have had Mr. Biscuit at quarterback. I mean, they own fan base don't believe in them, right? And on top of that, when you in terms of looking at them, like they're not doing anything. Yeah, they went out, they made a big splash for Khalil Mack. They had a new head coach. They had a good defensive coordinator. The coordinator's gone. But I'm just saying the Lions are making these approaches to be better. Okay.
Hey, Luke, I got a report out here.
Go ahead, break that news, baby. Break that news.
The Lions have been working out cornerback Isaiah Wharton. What do you know about him? He's been at the team facilities. He's a 4-year starter with Rutgers, the Scarlet Knights. He's about 6 foot. 200 pounds. Speed is not his calling card, as they say. And we need speed. In Rutgers' recent pro day, he ran a 4.6, which is he's looking like another Tease Tabor.
I didn't hear.
What do you think about this guy? It looks like his name is Isaiah Wharton from Rutgers.
Yeah, he's projected to be
about 6 foot, 200 pounds.
Yeah, he's projected to be a safety last time I checked.
Yeah, they're saying he's a 4-year starter. The Lions have brought him in for a workout, and they're saying his speed is about 4.6, which looks like he's close to like being another Tease.
No, he just said he was going to be a safety.
Yeah, he's projected to.
No, he's a corner.
Right, but I'm telling you, if they're looking at him, they're not looking at him as a corner. He's looked at as a safety. Like when they went out and they got Tracy Walker, Tracy Walker was a corner. They said no. You're a safety.
And they were right.
You know, so that's what I'm saying.
Well, I think some players can play both positions. You know what I mean?
Right. But they want that versatility. I think what he'll bring to the table is he'll bring you somebody that can give you a little oomph into the tackling and stuff like that. But for the most part, this is what you call due diligence for late round picks. Mm-hmm. That's what you do when you got it.
I got a few things to say. Just a few things. You know, I'm not. Listen, guys. I have my stickers and stuff, and I'm straight. But guys in the chat, man, stop feeding into all of that, man. We talk about our Detroit Lions. Stop letting him own the chat, please. Bring it back to us. On top of that, I will say this. that anybody else remember, Luke, we brought one of our first videos we did, man, is we talked about Bob Quinn's his season in the press conference, right? And he said we agreed that, and everybody remembers the way he looked. He looked irritated up there. The brother got to work on stop saying so much, but he looked irritated on that podium. And I think he had mentioned that either this was his first losing season or something that he mentioned. And I remember talking to Luke about it, and I said, and this goes, I know J-Mo gonna say something about the turnaround, man, but I'm telling you, when you voice your frustration, because I understand the guy that caught in, I do, because it's one of them kind of once in a lifetime moments, people that make it and then never make it back. So we want to see our team win. We want to see our city represented properly. But I really think that this guy's change is coming, man. I really do, because we're seeing something this year that we have not seen. Yeah. What were we talking about this? What was the biggest move they made last year? Was last off free agency.
Devin Kennard.
Probably what? Laguerre, right? That was like
Kennard.
The biggest.
Well,
he was the player I was high on the moment they got him.
Well, big
Devin
name.
Devin Kennard. So that's a big guy last year.
Okay. Well, he doing something that we haven't seen. They're being aggressive, like J-Mo said, one of the top 3 pass rushers that was on the market after they locked up DeMarcus Lawrence and another guy. But I'm just like, I really do agree that good things are coming, y'all. So that's really
to me, I look at it and I just say, if you don't see the difference, right? Let's say, for example, if you just refuse to see the difference, you're not buying the difference, it's not there, okay? In my opinion, all you got to do is look at this one simple thing. Go and look at the Baltimore Ravens and look at what their GM I.T. Newsom did before he left. He had some drafts where he missed, but for the most part, he hit way more than he missed. And when I go through and I look at Bob Quinn, he has hit way more than he has missed. Even if you don't like the person's name, because I was totally confused at Frank Ragnow. I'm sitting there saying Sonny Michel's there. Sonny Michel is there. And sure enough, Frank Ragnow come and I go, oh, I'm like, he's serious about this offensive line thing. And I watch Frank Ragnow and I'm like, this dude doing well, right? Like he's doing really well.
Right.
And
right.
To me, the only thing you need to look at is to see the moves that they are making. Yeah. That's it. And when you see those moves that they are making, that's what it boils down to. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It boils down to being able to hit on those draft picks more than you miss on them. And to me, he's proven that. Again, he even said in the interview that this is the first season in 4 seasons that he's ever picked higher than 16.
Yeah.
All right, and I definitely just
check out that video.
The media that hates the Lions, for lack of a better term. They literally just released an article. This is from the Lions beat writers. These guys who can't stand us, who can't stand the team. They just released an article grading Bob Quinn's first free agency, the 2016 free agency, and we all would agree that was probably his not free agency, draft class. I mean, the 2016 draft class, and we all would agree that was probably his worst draft class. Not saying it was a bad draft class, and that's what the media who can't stand Bob Quinn gave him in his worst draft class as a Detroit Lion, a B+. So, I mean, last year was the greatest draft I've ever seen the Lions have, honestly. And then year before that, we got Agnew and Jared Davis, and we just got a lot of good players.
Yeah, and like I said, even
Galladay,
even with Jared Davis, even if you get frustrated with him, if you just watch the difference between him when he had Snacks in front of him versus when he had anybody else, he's night and day.
Yeah,
he's night and day.
Yeah. I think when Snacks came, he was more aggressive.
And so to me, because Snacks took up space, he took up space. And one of the things that Ray Lewis said that he loved about being on the Baltimore Ravens was they always gave him somebody to take up space, whether it was Tony Saragusa, Haloti Ngata, and then here, Sam Adams. I mean, just look at who's always been in front of Ray Lewis.
Yeah. If you got, hey, what the point is too, if you got good defensive linemen, basically, you know what I'm saying? Basically, you're going to have good corners, because normally that's what follows behind that. Because if you can get pressure on teams, which that was something that we struggled with in the past, which I don't think this year we will struggle with. I think this year we're going to be a little bit more aggressive with our pass rush, but that was one of the knocks on us, is that we couldn't get pressure on none of the quarterbacks. The quarterbacks would just carve us up, and we couldn't get any pressure. But and I feel like if the Lions got that this season, the secondary is going to look really good. If we're getting pressure from that front line, those corners and safeties they're going to look really, really good.
And that's one of them things where I just I just look at it and I just laugh. I just laugh because, to me, I don't think too often people are paying attention to what we're doing and the kind of moves that we're making. I'm not sitting here, and I know people are going to say, "Oh, he's just so positive," but just stay with me. When they mess up, I'll be constructive and tell you what they messed up on, and I can do it from based on last year. But in terms of it right now, we're in the off season. How can you not be positive?
Yeah, you gotta be.
You gotta be.
It's a new season. It's a new season, so you gotta be.
It's a whole new shot, a whole new chance for everybody.
It's just like when the new year comes. You know what I'm saying? You get rid of the old year and bring in a new year, and you want the new year to be better than the old year. You know what I mean?
And that's the thing. That's the thing. And see, this is what happens when people don't understand how it's working out in their favor. So for a lot of people right now, they're at that point where it's a show me. So they're on that Glenn Jones right now. Yeah, show me right now. Otherwise, they're not trying to see it. And I think if you
Glenn Jones.
Show me. Right, you feel me? But they on that, they on that Glenn Jones show me right now. And I think, I had to put our residential hater on timeout. So don't worry about it.
I was hoping you would do that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. But you know what, man? I'm a little. I'm disappointed, y'all. I'm disappointed because y'all just kept feeding into that dude, man. Just let you ever, because I don't know if y'all peeped it, but on Luke, with you and Dion, they stopped and he just kind of went out, man. So just
but Derrick, you gotta understand who this is. This is the person I have a whole diss video on, and man,
he's been around for years.
A lot of reviews come from DVE.
Judah Tribe been around for years, man.
We don't mess with this cat, bro. Like, so and you don't come in there talking, they gonna respond.
I'm glad he boosted Luke's likes.
Kind of you know why I like those kind of people? Because for once, that's the one time I can look at the chat and not see us going at each other, but going at somebody else. And that's why it don't bother me. Because we go at each other so much over the most small things. Stafford sucks, Stafford don't suck. I'm like, what in the world? We ran the ball. It's like, come on, man. So, if you don't give people energy, it's hard to kind of talk to
them. If you don't give him no energy, I feel that, Luke. Don't give him no energy. Don't say nothing to him. Just let him talk to himself.
Exactly.
Hey, let him,
man. It worked.
Yeah, let him sit in the corner with that dunce hat on. You know what I mean?
If he would have called in, I'd have let him talk and everything. Then I would have muted him, and then I would have talked. I'd have told him.
I don't think you would have let him get 2 words in, man.
He would have said something ridiculous, and I'd have been like, "You want to have a constructive conversation?" He'd have said no, and then I'd have muted him, and then I'd have clowned him on the phone via his team. So, when you call
Luke at his expense.
you call into this show, you got to understand that there's somebody like that's in control over here. So you can call in and try to be ridiculous with it, but I'm going to still control what's going to be shown and not be shown. It's sort of like how the news be when they go and find the most ignorant person to talk about a story they don't know nothing about, and they cut them off in mid sentence. It'll be just like that. So,
again, when you call a radio station and they screen you before you get on.
Yeah, I give.
Man, I know.
I give him that Mike Valenti treatment. Cut him off and then clown him afterwards, where he can't say nothing back.
Right. I'm just glad he subscribed to all of our channels. Thanks for the support.
Yeah,
right.
We can just move on.
Thank you, Judah. Thank you, Judah.
Now, let me say this. Let me say this now. Just to kind of switch gears for a moment. Now, we've talked about the draft. We've talked about Tom Savage. We've talked about our general manager. The one thing that I've noticed that we have not talked about, and I want to touch on it before we get off, is, and I'm going to start with J-Mo. J-Mo, what are your thoughts about Matt Patricia? Because that is a conversation that we really need to have.
My thoughts about Matt Patricia is his defensive system works. What I honestly believe, and I'll even go back to the years when the Patriots had a lot of success. because certain coaches build systems in any sport, and if you fit players to the system, it's gonna work. And that's what I feel like it is with Matt Patricia. If you get the right players for his system, our defense is going to be great. I mean, this man had a defense full of injuries, had a defense full of our supposedly best pass rusher, not even there. And we were 10th overall with Nevin Lawson and Glover Quinn in his last year where he wasn't really good anymore. My thing is, what is your calling card? His calling card is defense. So I expect the whole team to be good, but the first thing, I expect the defense to be good. And it was, second half of the season. So, and when it comes totality to his coaching, I told Lions fan, I mean, I put a red alarm. I said, Matt Patricia gonna make so many mistakes, y'all gonna want him fired. I told the fans this because he's a rookie head coach, and everybody can't be a Sean McVay. It's a learning curve for some guys, and I just felt like he was a little overwhelmed, and it was his first time coaching. But if you watch all his interviews and you watch how he is now, he looks completely different. He looks ready. He looks focused, and I look forward to seeing what he's going to do.
All right. Now, TA, what's your thoughts on Matt Patricia?
Man, I'm glad you brought this up. Basically, what I feel about and think about, I'm going to say feel, what I think about Matt Patricia is simply this. Basically, Matt Patricia is going to have to find an identity. And, what I'm saying, I know he came from the Patriots, and I know, the quote-unquote Patriot way. But the thing of it now is, now that you're with the Detroit Lions, and you're grabbing some of the players that you're familiar with, now you have to build the identity of what this Lion team is going to be like. So if I got anything to say about Matt Patricia, what he needs to do this season is build the identity of what the Detroit Lions are going to be. You know what I'm saying? What type of things that we're doing on defense, as well as what we're doing on offense. And I know that he's, he goes into the defensive area a lot and talks to those guys a lot because that's, he hones in on that because that's what he was. He was a defensive coordinator. But if I had anything to say about Matt Patricia, I'm going to say that Matt Patricia definitely has to find an identity for the Detroit Lions. What type of team are the Lions going to be in 2019? And just looking at some of the interviews and seeing Patricia, he looks very happy, man. He looks very energetic, man. And he's bringing that to the table. And I feel like not the Patriot way, but the Detroit Lions way. Even though we got Patriot players over here and Matt Patricia is an ex-Patriot, I just think that this season has to be the identity for the Detroit Lions. That's what I feel.
All right. Now I've seen some comments, people are saying he's a rocket scientist. Somebody said he got a great beard. I think that's funny. Marcus Willis said Sean McVay struggled his first season. Here's my thoughts on Matt Patricia. Okay. Last year, I was ready to fire Matt Patricia, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Yeah.
I physically saw where he was causing them wins. Okay, like I saw it, right? But then something happened that I don't think I saw in a very long time. When I go through and I look at the Detroit Lions and how they've been handling their coaches, there were people like, say, Jim Schwartz. Jim Schwartz came in and the defense was lit, right? The part of the ball that he was focused on was lit, but Jim Schwartz never made adjustments. And Jim Caldwell came in, the offense was supposed to be his thing, never looked like a real offense, and I thought that's just odd, right? And I watched Patricia, and I said the defense sucked, but the minute he started adding players that he wanted, he started doing little things that to try to figure out who wanted to be here, who didn't want, like practice outside. I started noticing that the team response was totally different. And then I started saying to myself,
they did not give up on him. They played better.
No, and then I thought I noticed here. The defense sucked. You know what I started seeing him do that I see Belichick do all the time? Because I seen Greg Gore say he's not Belichick, and I agree with that. But I saw him do something that Belichick does. The defense wasn't performing, and he said, listen, I'm the head coach. I got to fix this. He going over there and fixing the defense. And then I started saying, okay. And then he came down the stretch, and it looked like they came out running early, and then they stopped, and then he yelled at somebody, and then he went back to running, but it was too late at that point. So my overall view of Matt Patricia is this. Am I still on that fire train? I'm a little bit off of it. But at the end of the day, anytime I can see you have an impact on the side of the ball that you was good at and you were able to make adjustments, you got my vote of confidence. And the only thing that can fail on that end is the fact that they don't run the ball. And to me, that's going to come down to Darrell Bevel and his relationship, because that's going to be how we win. Our whole year is going to be determined by if we can run the ball or not. And if we don't run the ball, we're going to have a problem. That's my view. Now, Derrick, are you back? All right. What's your thoughts on Matt Patricia?
Well, you know, it's first year. I know we were talking to you said we was talking first about firing him, man. And when I was getting mad, I was saying that too. But unless he went like 0-16 and stuff like that, then I'm with him, giving him another chance. My thing is, I didn't really know much about him. I knew he was going to get hired. I knew that. If you go watch my old video, I knew he was going to get hired. But I think that he's bringing the things that he learned from Coach Belichick to Detroit. This is not, as the media, somebody put it in the comments, this isn't the Patriot way. Right. It's the Detroit Lions.
Exactly.
What he did, though, is he brought his own swag to it, and he's changing things about this team. So I still feel that he does need to perform this year. I think that more was expected of him from not only the fans, but I think internally, now I could be wrong, but internally I think more was expected. Maybe Bob Quinn didn't feel that way, but I think that he will have to perform this year to secure his job and things like that. But I got a lot of confidence in him, man. And it's not because of where he came from and stuff like that. It's because of what I saw him do. It's for, like you said, practicing in the snow and things like. Is that the phone lines
coming in?
Oh, I want to say.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Hold on. All right, welcome to Luke G's Fear Review. What up, though? Who this?
What up, man? It's Sag again.
All right, Sag. I knew he's finna call me, because listen, he put a message like the first year. Come on, bro. Come on, Sag. What you got for me, man?
Hey, man. First off, I want to talk about the running outside in the cold and all that. When we signed Justin Coleman, and he was talking about Slay and the track meet, I knew Slay was one of the ones who did not want to run outside.
Yeah, you're right.
Absolutely. He like, man, and Slay was one of the biggest critics. Like, bro, I don't know what we're doing. It's cold out there. He was really confused about it. So yeah.
Yeah. Hey, no, but then the thing is though, like, I want to say the week after that we had to play outside, so it was like right on time.
Right, and see, I've seen a lot of comments that says you can't fire a head coach after the first year. You look at
ask Arizona.
Listen. It's not even Arizona though. Arizona did him dirty. They didn't really give him a chance.
That was dirty.
But I'm talking in the case of the Lions, it would have been warrant, because if you ask an Oakland Raider fan, they not happy with what John Gruden over there doing. You getting rid of all the young people and bringing in old people.
Right, and think about the deal that he got. He got a 10-year deal.
Yeah, but then to what Noble has said about finding the identity, I think he does have the identity. It's about getting the players to implement. You know what I'm saying? He did take over Jim Caldwell's team that didn't have too much of a turnover. You know what I'm saying? So implementing that identity was gonna take time. You know what I'm saying? So which you seen come in gradually as the year went along.
Right. And see, to me, it's just one of those things where, like I said, I did see him make improvements, and that was the biggest thing for me that bought him some more time. But I got to be honest, when the Jets come out and say we knew all your calls, and he said no, they didn't, and then he turned around and say, yeah, but we're gonna change the calls. What? What are you talking about?
That was on Cooter. I keep telling you.
You know. I mean, it may be, but he's the head coach. You know what I'm saying? And then the other thing that made me want to get rid of him was when the Lions started out, they didn't start with Glover Quinn. They started with Tavon Wilson, and I'm watching him get picked on by Anderson. And I'm like, well, won't you put back in Glover Quinn? And then the next week they did the same thing again, put in Tavon Wilson, and I already know what he was doing. It's a power move. The same thing happened to me when I played college ball. They brought me in, and the best player, they was benching him and letting me play, right? And I couldn't figure. I'm good, but what the heck? And come to find out, it's a power move to kind of set the tone for everybody else, and it didn't go over well with a lot of people. So I got what he was doing, but it bothered me because when the game started, we ain't got time to be playing experimental time. Let the best player play. You know, So that's how I seen it said. That's why I said that first year I was ready for him to get fired, man.
I mean, which could have been up in the air because Glover Quinn ain't do nothing. He clearly had lost his step.
I don't think he lost step. I think, in fact, what happened
in a different scheme.
He was in a different scheme, so the way he was being used was different.
Mm-hmm. Man, he lost a step.
I don't know, man. How you let Marshawn Lynch?
No, he lost
in the preseason, man. That was kind of
yeah. But think about this. Let's think about this. The key word you said was preseason. Are you really trying to make a hard tackle or stop in preseason? You got another 16 games to go, and hopefully more than that.
I mean, my competitive nature, I am trying to catch him though. I ain't trying to get him or make him fumble or nothing, but I am trying to catch him.
I mean, and I get exactly what you're saying. You know, you a different beast. You're a different type of savage. But when you like, even in college, man, I'm telling you, in college we would have scrimmages, and I knew I already knew I was a starter. I promise you, bro, that if my man ran past me, man, hey, salute. I wasn't finna chase you, bro. I mean, and I'm competitive. I'm very competitive, but I didn't want to risk it. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to move on up to the east side, you know, in a deluxe apartment. So that's what I was trying to do, man. You know, so but you know, you got anything else for a sad?
Nah, man. That's
man, I appreciate it as always, man. Thanks for calling in. I'm seeing some new names in here. I see a David Morris. What up, though, David? He says it just looked bad because we lost to a rookie quarterback out the gate really bad, and it looked
that did look bad though.
That wasn't what looked bad to me. It was the fact that you just kept giving the ball to Gary Blunt that first game, and I'm like, my man is averaging less than a yard. Like, what was he doing? And then on top of that, the fact that
he had bricks on his feet.
Yeah. And then listen, when we went to get the Dallas Cowboys, Kerryon Johnson, I think he had like 55 yards or 40 something yards at the half.
Yeah.
They gave that man the ball one more time. I said, what is wrong with y'all?
Yeah,
like,
at first, Luke, I didn't like how the Lions was utilizing Kerryon because I felt like he should have got at least, to me, Kerryon should have had at least average from 12 to 15 touches a game. And he wasn't even getting that. He was getting like 7, 8, 9 touches. You know what I'm saying? Again, I'm like, how are we going to see this guy's skill set if they're not giving him the ball more?
Right. So first, that was why Jim Bob Cooter was the worst offensive coordinator I've ever seen. He wouldn't get Kerryon the ball.
He wasn't getting the ball that much.
No, I mean, I think you spot on, TA, and everything that you're saying, because the whole thing is the head coach job is to veto all that. So the minute the offensive coordinator didn't do X, Y, and Z, the head coach need to go in there and be like, you know, you can get fired or not. Yep. Now we got a call.
They know they pick up at the end. They want to wait for the end,
right?
Yeah, they called toward the end of this.
I know.
What up, though? Welcome to Luke G's Fear Review. Hey, mute your device for me now. Welcome to Luke G's Fear Review. What up, though? And who is this?
Hey, what up, though? It's Joseph Murdoch.
What up, though, Joseph? What's going on, man?
Hey, how's it going? I just wanted to call in on touch on that when you guys were talking about the identity.
Yes.
I think it's going to be, in my opinion, the whole identity of that team is going to run through Bevel on the run game. They're just going to have to establish that run, man, and pound and ground it, give Stafford his options to read out and roll out and do what he needs to do, but it's going to be the run, man.
Let me
round and pound game.
Let me ask you this, Joseph. How many games did you watch last year where they called a play action and the linebackers didn't move?
Exactly.
And here's a fun fact for you, though, Joseph. I don't know if you know this, but you know that the Detroit Lions were in the top 5 teams that called a play action? And I was trying to figure out, why were y'all doing that? We wasn't running the ball. So how are you in the top 5 most play action team?
I mean, it's the man's name I don't want to mention.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you see, I haven't mentioned it not once. Everybody else has, but I ain't mentioned his name not once because he should go unnamed because it's ridiculous.
No, I'm not. I'm not even going to give him the dignity of mentioning his name. We all know it, but I believe that the identity is going to be with everything they're doing is going to be through Bevel. Yeah. I truly believe it.
Yep. And I think
we're returning back to the old school game.
Yep. I think we're getting back to how it was in '91. He's going to unleash him. And that's where we should be. And you know, and I'm seeing that Eric Mojet is saying that he who should not be named is a Stafford pick. But to me, the quarterback don't get to have a pick. I'm the head coach. It's my first year. And I think what happened was Bob Quinn said, listen, we want to try to keep continuity together and see what happens, and it failed. So it is what it is. Some things is just what they are, and it's no getting around it. What else you got for us, Joseph?
You know, you were looking at Patricia when he was sitting down in his conference, and he has a better look on his face. He's more comfortable.
Oh yeah,
because I don't think he has to worry about the offense.
And you know what's crazy about that? I got a video coming out about that, and I think what ended up happening was, I ended up getting caught up in so many other videos, but I definitely was going to put a video about that out there, and make sure that I, make it clear and evident that he is in a totally different mindset in the mode, because he came off of a Super Bowl year with a short year. He didn't get to do all this stuff. He had to depend upon other people to do it for him.
Yeah.
He has a complete different look on his face.
Absolutely.
A complete different way of looking at what he can build. He brought his defense. His defense went up to in the 10th rank, man. He brought them up to a top 10 D in the short time that he was able to do it in at the end of the season against lesser teams. But nevertheless, he brought them up, bringing snacks in. His D is going to do what his D is going to do, and no one's going to try and figure it out. But Patricia's going to run his defense. Now he can let the offense do what Bevel is going to do. And Bevel's been great everywhere he's been. So my hat's off to what Quinn's doing. The Lions are going to come out and shock a lot of people, in my opinion.
And I couldn't agree more, man. I appreciate the phone call, man. And like I said, we're going to do this again on Thursday. I think we are on Derrick's channel.
TA.
Okay, so we on Noble Sports channel on Thursday, and we appreciate the phone call, man, and the support. I see you in the chest, man. You be going in there letting the people know how you feel, and I respect all of that, man. But thanks for calling in, man, and we're gonna pick it up.
Right on. Have a good one, and good show.
Appreciate it, man. Yeah, I mean, he's spot on, people, and to me, it's one of them things where, when you're looking at it, you definitely want to be able to give credit where credit is due. So,
Luke,
what's going on?
Hey, Luke, I got something for you. Something I want to touch on about the Lions. Now,
I'm just
going to say NFL and Lions in retrospect, whatever. But something that I want to talk about the Lions is, why can't we be that shock team? Every year in the NFL, there's a team that you didn't think that was going to win all those games and do all those things that they did, and they turned their season around. Why can't we be that same team? Why can't we do that? You know what I mean? Why can't we be the ones that shock the NFL? I want to send shockwaves through the NFL.
There's an article on NFL.com that says that we are not to be slept with. It's a little small insert, but they put us amongst the teams who should not be slept on, and we should not be surprised if we wanted the better teams. But
TA, have you been listening to what I've been saying for like the past 3 weeks?
No, what are you saying?
Like, all I've been saying is we're gonna be that team this year, and I said it earlier in this podcast.
No. That's fine. That's fine if you said that. That's fine. That's cool. I agree with that.
Right. Yeah.
That's fine. But I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying
that because the team is going to be complete for the first time ever.
Well, listen.
Right.
Listen.
So what I'm saying, even though we're going to be complete, my bad, Luke.
You can't do it.
You
can't do it, man.
We try to be complete. You know what I'm saying? As long as we're competitive and we're trying to win games, but why can't we be the shock team? Because every year in the NFL, it's a team that you don't think that's going to do damage. They end up doing damage.
Right.
Let's start that off on your channel Thursday, man. Let's do that on Thursday.
So what we'll do is this. We coming up on a pretty healthy show right now, ladies and gentlemen. I really do appreciate everyone who came into the chat, who's a part of it, including our haters. We need to make sure we accept that same negative energy. But I'm going to give everybody a chance to get a final closures. I'm going to do my last announcements, and then we're going to call it a night, people. So we're going to start off with Mr. J Mo 313 himself. His channel is linked in my description. Make sure you subscribe. What you got to end the show, man?
Yeah, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. And I have to say, the Detroit Pistons need to stop playing with my emotions. They did their best. They did their best Lions impression. I guess they thought it was football Sunday, and it was the fourth quarter. Please stop. Right. Also, with the preseason games, I don't think it's that much to look into with that, but I do think we will be practicing against the Patriots for sure. and the Buffalo Bills. And that's all I got to say.
Okay, and then we'll go on over to Mr. TA Noble Sports Entertainment himself. What you got for us in the show, man?
Yeah, pretty much, man. I just want, you know what I'm saying, I want to thank everybody for being on the show with us tonight and listening in. You know what I'm saying? Definitely, man, it's a great show. And even when we got guys in here like Judah Tribe trolling us, you know, it's all good because he's really a fan from afar. You know what I'm saying? Right. When he's going on all of our channels and trolling us, he's a fan from afar. But at the same time, man, I love what the Detroit Lions is doing. I love this season will be the make or break season for us. We have to get to a point where, you know what I'm saying, we can start winning games. And the biggest word that I want to use tonight for the Detroit Lions is consistency. That's the only thing that I want to see from these guys. They got to be consistent coming into the 2019 NFL season. You got to start winning games, and you got to start winning games early. And I'm talking about building a win streak, 5 or 6 or 7 games so that you can get yourself in a playoff position that you can possibly get into the playoffs. And that's something that they need to do. But definitely, man, I like what Quinn has done. And I definitely think that Matt Patricia will have an identity this season. So that's all I got to say tonight.
And last but certainly not least, Mr. Gridiron Blitz himself, Derrick P. Fields, what you got for us, man?
All right, shout out to the Pistons for putting in a 36 fourth quarter.
Yes, sir.
Keeping our hopes alive. Shout out to Judah Tribe for not only boosting the view ratio but also the watch time. So
hey, appreciate that too.
If you have not hit the like button, go ahead and hit that on your way out. If it's not blue, you didn't hit it, so go ahead and hit that. Appreciate that. That gets the positive media out to non-Lions fans so they can see what we're about. And yeah, man, I'm excited. Listen, guys, I'm not gonna say nobody wants them to win more than me, but I got all my frustration out, man. 92% of it, and I feel a lot better. I'm able to look at it from a different perspective, and in doing that, I am so excited about the draft, man. I know y'all are too. Can't wait to Thursday when we get on again.
Absolutely. And in my closing, in terms of me and Motor City Sports Talk, we are still working on getting that together. I have reached out to Everything King. I have not heard anything back. So if you want to see us talk, y'all going to have to put some pressure on him and say, hey, man, listen, he's more than willing to have the conversation. So,
I got you.
You know, so I haven't heard from him.
No, I got you. I was just talking to him.
Oh, okay, cool. Because I know that we are following each other on Twitter, and we are subscribed to each other's channel. So I don't know, but
Detroit Sports World too, man.
In Detroit Sports World. So
shout out.
We are completely open. I also want to bring to attention that for those who do not know, please check out one of the newest Detroit Lions Sports Talk personnel's MicroMike. His channel is linked in my description as well. He's new and up and coming, but give him a chance. I think you would appreciate what he's doing. And I like his content. Also, on Thursday, we will be on Noble Sports Entertainment channel. So that's where the roundtable will be moving. We're trying to make sure that we keep it moving between the different channels, so that way y'all can get a different perspective and hopefully talk to some new subs. And last but not least, we will be going live for that first round of the draft. Now, the first round is going to probably be about 3 hours. Y'all need to be ready. Make sure you go take your bathroom breaks, okay? Make sure y'all got y'all meals in place. The phones is going to be off the chain.
Make sure you call off work.
Listen, I'm trying my best to get another system for that, but I just want to give y'all the heads up right now. And with that being said, man, we just appreciate all that y'all doing. Everyone who subscribed, everyone who hit that like button, everyone who's a part of the show. I truly appreciate it and hope that we can keep pumping it out. I got some more videos coming out on the list of people that the Lions have had meetings with. So I'll be dropping another one tomorrow, and that'll mean that I got about another 8 videos coming. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, as always, don't be no chump. Please do your research. We out.